And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to D&D Papihos. This is, I believe, session 85. I'm joined here.
Almost 100.
We're a little bit a ways from 100. Let's be real here.
Almost 100.
How many weeks is that? We do one of them a week. How many until 100?
I don't know. This sounds like a math question.
15 till 100, so 15 weeks. That is still...
And you have to keep in
to
mind
5 months.
the last week of November up until like the second week of January is kind of like a blackout zone too.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
We're gonna go through everyone and see what everyone's doing and see whether we're taking our holiday break.
If Alpha doesn't fuck off to Puerto Rico again.
I'm going to.
Yep. Okay. So
Of
there's
course
the
you will.
announcement for we're probably not going to be playing during December, but welcome everyone coming back. And yes, as you can see from the stats, Josh playing Treylth is still here, which have already made the cast not trust me, which is perfect, which is preferable, because you have to keep them on their toes. They deserve it.
We've never trusted you. What do you mean? We've never at any moment in time trusted anything you had to offer.
That's okay.
I have not forgotten the rock.
That's fun. Well, speaking
about
of
the
rocks, last time on session 84, Suna was taken by the Temple of the Brine. Father Limrin, Brother Treylth, and Sister Navira had taken her below the temple and had fastened her to a rock where you didn't know what they were going to do. However, hell-bent on getting your ally back, the other four of you descended down into the temple where some talks were had, but a fight quickly broke out between you all and the temple. Sparks, fire, and disintegrations flew as Suna freed herself from the bindings on the rock and began to cast spells wildly through the air, magic splitting off from her into unintended effects. As this happened, every spell being cast, the walls shook and the temple cracked underneath the weight of this arcane prowess. Until, finally, as Suna cast one final spell aboard the rock, everything shook. And as all of you looked up, the walls crumbled and collapsed. However, we're still going to be in that moment for a second. So, first and foremost, who's a little stuck? We're going to have, starting off, Zex is currently wrapped up a little bit. I'm just seeing where everyone is. Zex is currently grappled. Ram, Trail. Okay, so everyone has the option to make for me, except for Gilgamesh and Zex, to make either a strength or dexterity saving throw. Gilgamesh and Zex, because you are entangled with something else and you do not have time to react, you are only allowed to make a strength saving throw. Suna, as you are enlarged, if you do decide to make a strength saving throw over a dexterity saving throw, you get to make it with advantage.
Me saying I need to make a strength saving throw like it's a bad thing.
Not for me.
Alright, I got
2 thumbs up for me.
So, those that get a choice, let me know what save you're making, as it does matter. It does affect what you're doing.
I'll do a strength save, I guess.
All right.
Any reason to roll with advantage?
You get to roll with advantage.
I got a 17.
17, okay. Next up, actually, we're going to have Gilgamesh.
Oh, nice. So you said saving throw, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and then I believe, to my knowledge, I am raging.
I believe you are too.
I was gonna say I don't think I have a reason that I wouldn't be.
Besides the fact that you were knocked out. But I
No,
do
but I
not
think-
believe you are anymore.
No. 26.
Okay. Trealth.
I'll do a strength save.
Okay.
That's a 19.
19, okay. We're gonna go to Rem.
I did a dex and I got an 11.
11. All right. Zex, you have to make your strength.
I got a 13.
13. Nime.
I got a 15.
For dex or strength?
Oh, strength. Sorry.
It's okay. All right. So, we've got 2 people who succeeded. Gilgamesh and Trealth. Therefore, the rest of you will be taking full damage, and they'll be taking half. As I get to... I should have just gathered up 10d10, but, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9 and 10. There we go.
Well, it's nice knowing you guys.
One. 50. All right. Everyone who failed takes 64 points of bludgeoning damage and is restrained, blinded, and deafened.
That was how much?
64 points of
Okay.
bludgeoning damage.
That's not great.
You take, if someone, Trealth and Gilgamesh, as you did not fail it, you take half of that. Half of 64.
Do we take another half because we're both
I was
raging?
gonna say we're both raging.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So
All right, 16 points of damage to both of us.
okay.
The barbarians do well. However,
Yeah, can
you are
I-
still both, regardless, restrained underneath it.
Good. Bad DM.
Bad DM. All right. As the rocks crumble down on top of you, some of you elect to even see the water kind of below you or the wells that you're standing next to, and some of you run towards them. Others simply brace themselves for the impact as the rocks fall. Slamming down onto each of you, you feel the weights as people do the best that they can do, such as Suna in her larger form simply puts up her hands and you can feel the rocks stinging into them as you're forced below. Gilgamesh literally rolls the water form of Trealth on top of him, and Rem puts their shield up, praying for the best. As everything kind of goes silent, those of you who failed have just a ringing sound left in your ears. And it fades. It is left by 2 sounds. One, because our music is still broken, I'll send you the current water ambience that you can hear. It sounds very different, I promise you. But the other is just this heavy grated breathing sound. As everyone now can make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Well, let's hope it's better than my strength, which it won't be.
I'm really liking the choices of saving throws right now. I'm really in support of
You're
these
really
saving throws that we're making.
Especially because you feel like you're a little, what's the word?
Oh,
Out of your element.
16.
in my element.
16. Okay. I'm actually going to write this down as if it was initiative really quick. So, anyone 25 to 20?
I got,
21.
20.
I got
Oh.
above a 25.
Jeez.
What's a
Gil,
21?
Mime, Trail. Okay,
Yeah.
20 to
sorry about it,
15.
guys.
No, you're good.
I got a 19.
Okay,
And a 16.
16.
okay. You two can roll off if you want to.
You can have the first.
All right.
Aw.
No. I...
Zex.
yeah, I'll take it, whatever.
All right. Gilgamesh,
Yeah.
you're the first to kind of quell the ringing sound in your head. As you kind of open your eyes as they become clouded and choked with dust, the first thing you feel is pressure. And a warm sensation kind of surrounding, lapping at your feet. At first, you think it might be water, and then you feel like it isn't moving correctly, as there's just this steady trickle hitting your feet.
Gross.
Seriously.
What would you do?
I mean, I'm assuming I'm under a pile of rubble.
As you open your eyes, you are pinned underneath several rocks.
Yeah, so I mean, first thing I want to do is, like, not be pinned under several rocks.
All right. As you are restrained, you are making it with disadvantage, but please make an athletics check.
Oh. Interesting. Well, listen. I'm still in support of these checks.
We get
that I'm
it. You're
making.
good at it.
Listen, I'm never
Does
good
it-
at anything.
Does it just out because he's raging?
Not for. Is it for athletics? I don't think so.
You do get advantage for athletics.
So
Well,
it just
raging.
evens out then.
It does even out, yeah.
Oh, it's strength. Oh yeah, it would even out. Oh okay. Oof. Oof. 27.
27. Okay. I'll move on to Nime.
Ah!
Nime. As you kind of push out from the ringing sensation that has encased your skull for the last couple seconds, you feel two things.
Okay.
One, this absolutely awful ringing sensation that is torturing your head, and the second is this pressure underneath your leg that doesn't feel like a rock. And as you open your eyes and kind of crane your head stiffly, you can see the shape of the massive serpent that has been crushed and has exploded, popped like a kernel underneath the weight of the rocks. And part of the body is pinning you to the ground as well. You can you can see and hear a slight groan as less than a couple feet away from you, your ally Zex is beginning to shift as well.
Ooh.
What would you like to do?
God damn it. Can I strength my way out of from underneath the serpent?
Sure, you can make an athletics check with disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. That's a pretty okay throw. Athletic. Oh man, I wish it was acrobatics because that would have been pretty cool. I'm trying to find. Okay. 23, but then I have to do the 10 and then. So give me a second. 19.
19. Okay. Trail.
I'm not able to see, am I?
No. You are currently where you are pinned against the waterlogged rock and another rock that has fallen. At this point, actually, because... Yeah. At this point, actually, you can feel this hot sensation, burning sensation at your right shoulder. And as your eyes look down, you can see that a rock has pulled into it and sliced open your pectoral muscle. And you're still kind of almost pinned by a natural blade to this rock. But there's more rocks on top of you.
Okay, well, I will rage and try to brute force my way out of here.
All right. With rage, it will just be a straight athletics.
That's a 26.
26, okay. Rem.
Yeah.
This shield, luckily, for someone your size, covers the majority of you. And you use that to your advantage, immediately flipping onto your back and holding it up. The arcane presence of the shield and the divine power embedded within you seem to have kept you alive. But now you have to get out. As you can feel the rocks shift with every time you take a breath. What will you do?
Do I have time to cast a spell and then try to get out, or is getting out an action all on its own?
Getting out is an action. You can cast a spell first.
What would happen if I attempted to stone shape the rocks surrounding me into a dome of sorts?
It would give you some room, yeah.
I could theoretically do that. It's any amount of rocks in that 5-foot area, so I could get my way out of this by making a rem dome, yeah?
Yeah.
I am going to create
It has
the rem dome.
somatic components, though. Can he move?
There will be a check so he can move. It's not
What's
going to
the
be as
check?
hard as getting out.
What's the check?
It would be dexterity.
A saving throw or a check?
A check.
I have more of an ability to do this than actually getting out, because my athletics is just a straight roll.
Okay.
So I am going to attempt to do that and use the 4th level slot.
All right. Please make a dex check for me.
7.
7. Okay. You're a little stuck right now, but as you begin kind of pressing your hands, the rocks begin to take shape. It is basically delaying your spell, so that will happen your next turn.
I want the entrance to happen going towards this direction, not this way. But I want to come out like towards the back of me
Okay.
as I'm creating the dome.
Suna.
Yeah.
As you kind of come to, you can feel the sensation of your hands and your body being pressed, crushed against different rocks. As you look, the rocks don't seem to be that small, though, as you did not have to maintain concentration on the enlarge, as it was a byproduct of your magic.
Yeah.
You are currently buried in such a way that if you are able to, and this is why I find it kind of funny, if you just sit up, if you have the upper body strength to sit up, you would probably be able to see out of the rocks.
I would assume a 13 strength would allow me to do that.
Is it with, you still have to roll for it?
Okay. I'll try.
Okay.
Is it strength or is it athletics?
Athletics.
18?
8?
No, 17. I lied.
17, okay. Alright. Zex. You feel pressure coming from both sides. All angles. Rocks from above, the snake around you, and the claws no longer attached to a sea spawn abomination, but still grasping you in their death. The blood that pools out of your arms, mixing with the dirt and gravel, stings, but you're alive. What would you like to do?
I can't see anything, yeah.
As you kind of open your eyes, you can just see that you're surrounded by rocks, and you're still in the kind of death grapple of the other things around you.
As I try and get out.
Okay. That is athletics with disadvantage.
10.
10, okay. As you just kind of take the swords that were in your hands and you held on tightly to during it and just began slowly inserting it into the snake hide to chisel away to get you some less pressure on your midsection. All of you hear this kind of almost wet slap sound of flesh hitting rock as everyone but Rem and Zex is able to emerge the same time from this rock fall. And as those of you who are no longer restrained can see. Uh-oh. The screen reset. As those of you are able to see, yeah, it's okay.
How the fuck did he get over there?
A
He jumped at the exact right moment and kind of clipped through it.
version of what can seem to be Father Limrin. I can say seem to be because it would be a lie for me to state that Father Limrin was completely present. As Suna, Gil, Treoth, Nime, as you all kind of rise out of this, and you watch him just kind of stumble, the first thing you see is in his left hand is wound around the red hair of Navira, who he is currently dragging the top half of behind him, bisected by the rockfall. Father Limrin did not seem to get out of this without damages as well. As you can see, large portions of his chest and face and legs have been sheared off by the rockfall. However, as he kind of moves just morally, just unsteadily, kind of silently breathing these rasping works that can be heard by everyone, you can see his skin peeling off, falling off in slaws of dead flesh, leaving behind red skin and glowing eyes. And as his hair falls away, as the entirety outer shell of Father Limrin slaws off of him, they reveal horns and a wicked grin. As a tiefling form drags the half body of Navira over and just kind of pauses a second, looking over at the faces of Gilgamesh, Suna, and then finally settling on Treyoth. Oh.
Father Lithrim.
Well. He pulls up, and you can hear the spluttering of blood and gore as he pulls Navira's corpse up next to him, holding it like a doll that no longer works. And she did so well. Kind of wipes off his jaw, this last bit of flesh falling off of it. How does Treyoth look in this moment?
Treyoth looks afraid. Probably for the first time that anyone has ever seen Treyoth afraid. As he is profusely bleeding everywhere from all the damage he has taken throughout the combat and then the collapse. As he doesn't even have any of his equipment on him as it was lost.
At this point, Rem, you can grind the rocks into your dome, and Zex, unless if you want to do anything differently, as the voice is bouncing off and you can hear this, unless if you're doing anything else, you can make another athletics check.
I'll make another athletics check.
Okay.
I would like to do something as well.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to burn my 6th level slot.
Okay.
To regain 9 points.
All right. As Father Limrin just kind of stops for a second and looks back over and then just walks, dragging Navira's body over to Treyoth, where he just kind of crouches down as all of you, still kind of half buried, no longer pinned, but still in the rubble. All of you see Treyoth looking up at this man who was an authority figure to him. You both did very well, but our times together have to end. Suna, is there anything you'd like to say to your brother?
I've read Zex's book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The description is familiar for one of them.
Yeah, I recall.
A tiefling male. Red.
I have nothing to say to Trail, but I have one question for you. Are you fulfilled?
The word brings a smile to his face. I'm very close to. Oh well. No parting words. I am sorry. But you did your work well. And like a man blowing out a candle, in reverse fashion, you see a small bead of light come from his lips as Treolth is immediately fire blasted to bone in front of you.
Can I stand up, or am I still?
Yeah, you can stand up.
So
you-
I'm gonna stand up.
Yeah. As you do this, you watch as just for a second the skeletal face of Treolth is still standing, and then almost as the second re-goes, the bones fall and hit and shatter as ash pours out of them. As Treolth and Navira have been extinguished.
So that would make you Gordos.
It's been a long time. I must award you participation. There would have been a lot of work disassembling this temple myself. A lot of work that would have been beneath me. You've done better than I thought. I almost want to give you your prize. As he pulls up Navira's body and just kind of shakes it. The mantle just kind of moving. You read about this, didn't you?
If it's what I thought it, if it's what I think it is, then yeah. I guess I did read about it.
And how was it to read about me? Us. Was
Oh.
it fulfilling?
All honesty, quite the opposite. Can't find a whole lot on any of you. Maybe that was the point. I don't know, but
As he laughs,
If I'm-
the cave is accentuated by a couple more hits as Rem has freed himself, and with a 19 athletics, Zex pushes his way to the surface as well. Both of his swords just kind of striking off of the stone as all of you are
Oh.
back.
how does Gordos? How does he look?
Gordost, are you talking about just description-wise or
I don't-
health-wise?
I know what he looks like. Like, how's he, you know, like health-wise? Like, how's he looking?
As the shell of Father Limrin fell away,
If you say he looks fine, I'm going.
you're gonna hate me then.
Ugh.
He looks okay.
Fuck.
He has like a couple, like, gouges out of his right arm as he was using his left to hold up Navira. And as he does that, the kind of same bead that he's just almost holding like a gumball between his mouth turns it and blows across his arm. And as you watched just a couple seconds before it turn another man into ash to Gordos's body, you watch as the gouge heals and reattaches.
Okay. So is Navira's like half body still there?
Yeah, he's still just holding her up by her hair.
Can... Alright, follow. Work with me here for a moment. So... Can I... Would it be possible to vortex warp a corpse?
A corpse counts as an object, so I don't know if it says creature or object.
It says creature, so no.
I would let you try. Not gonna guarantee it's gonna go well, but I'll let you try.
Let me look at my table.
How close am I?
I'll burn 3 points to regain a 2nd level slot. And I'm going to try to vortex warp Navira's corpse to me.
Okay. As you do this, as you kind of invoke the magic, was it a 3rd level?
2nd.
2nd? Pretty sure he can just counterspell it, but I'm gonna double check to see how much he's used. Just to play fair. That's the wrong folder. There's the right one. Yeah, he still has something to counterspell. So he's just gonna kind of flick his hand. You didn't earn your prize.
Can Suna not counterspell back?
Yeah, you're welcome to. If you have it.
I mean, technically.
You're welcome to if you want to.
Let me think about it.
It's a reaction. I'll give you 10 seconds to decide.
Fifth level.
5th level. That works. I'll roll the saving throw. What's your DC?
It double. It's an 18 because it's a sorcerer spell.
18. That's a 15. As from his hand, even as he's throwing it, you throw up your other hand, and the body just whoosh, moves to you. And just kind of hits the ground with a sickening thud and twist. Oh. You saw for your prizes that much.
What does the mantle look like specifically?
As you kind of look down, currently coated with dust and dirt and blood, it is this almost like shimmering metallic black pattern that goes out into 2 shoulder points. That it's like it's a general mantle, as in it's armor for the shoulders. But as you kind of look at it, even as magic kind of happens around it, you watch the pattern just kind of shift slightly and sparkle.
Thank you for the prize.
Well, I guess we traded a prize for a prize then. I've got some hunting to do.
You're welcome for the help.
Look at you. You came out better for it. Enjoy your new things. As you watch Limrin take the...
You can stop calling him that.
I can stop calling him Limrin? Okay, you watch Gordos kind of grab on to Trail's body, and with a sickening crunch, a horn gets snapped off. And then he walks, burnt, sundered horn in hand, upwards, and just kind of looks back at you, and is going to once again disappear in a swirl of arcane magic to a place you have no idea.
I'll take the mantle off of Navira's half body.
As it kind of slides off, your focus does shift to the metal, as it's warm to the touch, but not as if it was coated in blood, almost as if the metal itself was emitting warmth. And it feels flexible in your hands.
Interesting.
As everyone else, you are out of Constitution initiative. So, be free.
There's 4 of us, 4 not including me, right? Gil, Rem, Dex, Nime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna walk around and give everyone a standard potion of healing if they will take it.
Gil, when offered, just simply puts a hand to it and like lightly pushes it back at you.
As the
I'm
minute
gonna
passes,
set it at your feet. Fuck you.
as the minute passes and as Sino walks away from Gil, you do revert back to your normal size.
Is it like
Is
comically funny watching a big woman hand out small potions?
A little bit, for the moment.
Okay.
If
Is
you weren't a little
Gil the only-
shell-shocked, it would be hilarious.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Gil the only one giving me problems?
Hopefully.
Sippers.
Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last.
So everyone take regain 2d4 plus 2.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Where the fuck? Oh, I'm all the way down here.
As everyone just kind of sits in silence, the waves making the only sound, kind of crashing and crumbling into the rock wake. You all just kind of take a second, get the ringing sound out of your mind, and the sinking sensation, attempting to get that out of your heart.
I'm assuming the passageway down is blocked.
It's underneath rock. Yeah.
Can I go over to wherever? What? Wouldn't it? It would be probably more down next to Nime and Zex, but wherever the passageway is, I just want to start chucking up rocks, breaking them if I have to, throwing them everywhere.
All right.
It's not gonna do anything.
Uh,
The entire passage from the top down is probably collapsed in.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it anyway.
You'll just keep funneling in more rock.
mhm.
But the other side is just it's open. It's the coast, right?
Yeah. It's water.
Come here for a moment.
Yeah.
Where was like it was a seal, right? The big circle.
Up near the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
The seal is buried along with everything else.
Oh.
There's not exactly much to investigate.
We could.
Is
If we
everyone
went,
gonna come here for a moment?
I am
Or
here for a moment.
closer, preferably?
I can come closer. I can zoom out.
Stay within the range. I'm going to begin a 6th level prayer of healing. This is going to take 10 minutes.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves for 10 minutes.
Well, we found another one. Do you have, hey, Zex, do you have the slot for an identify left, or
Yeah, I do.
would you mind identifying this? I'm going to hand him the mantle.
So I do have the slot, but I'm not going to use it. I'll take 10 minutes to ritual cast it.
Okay.
All right. So, unless if there's anything else you guys are discussing for the 10 minutes.
Doesn't appear anyone wants to.
All right. As with Ram and Zex just simply casting, first the heal will resolve. Rem.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm starting to get really out of sorts. And 17, 18, 24, 29. I rolled a lot of ones.
29?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And Zex, you resolve the identify on the mantle of the weave.
Ah, it is.
This is a magical cloak/mantle, which grants +3 to spell attack rolls. It also requires attunement by spellcaster. However, the benefits of this is expanded metamagic. You get access to new metamagic options, which are added to your metamagic spell list. First one is Shielded Weave. The user can spend a sorcery point to gain a +1 bonus to AC, up to 5 AC. This, however, counts as concentration for the caster and lasts for an hour. Aggressive Sculpting. As a reaction, the user can spend a sorcery point to make hostile magic bend. The user will gain advantage on a saving throw from a hostile spell or magic effect. Hospital. Or Arcane Reach. As a bonus action, the user can spend a sorcery point to imbue a weapon with Ethereal Reach. You touch a weapon, which then gains an additional 10 feet of reach. This lasts for an hour. Finally, Charming Escape. As a reaction, when hit by an attack roll, the user can teleport for up to 60 feet away, saving themselves from the attack and preventing the damage. This feature can be used equal to the user's Charisma modifier, with a minimum of 1. You regain all uses of this feature after a long rest.
Can you send me that? I can't write that fast.
I have a document.
Sweet. I'm assuming because of how much you just read that this would be
An artifact.
Artifact?
an artifact.
Or a bomb.
Yes, it would be an artifact.
Yeah, how about that?
I'll relay the information handed back to Suna.
Thank you.
Of course. So that's then the mantle that was left at the statue in Dentor.
That's what it sounds like from my quick interaction with Gordos.
How
Now
much do you think they
forgetting.
both knew?
What was that?
How much do you think they both knew?
Nothing.
I don't think I knew much.
We could ask.
They're dead, how are we gonna ask?
If you really felt like it, but I don't
I
think
have
it
enough
really
parts.
matters.
Her more so than him, but I have enough parts.
I don't think they're gonna know anything. If you'd like to, you can.
It's a group decision here. It's a costly adventure. And then we have to deal with the aftermath of pulling them back. They might not even come willingly. Something to think about.
I think we should focus on getting out of here. And I have an idea. So, unless you guys want to do that first. I'll take that as a no.
Nope.
If you guys think it's a waste of time, I'm not going to bother.
So,
I'm all for getting out of here before anything.
all right. The Queen's Cove isn't so far from here. We could try, walk across the shoreline as much as we can. Swim if we have to. We'll probably stick pretty close to the cliffs, but
Well,
that's probably
how,
the best way is to get to Queen's Cove first.
How high are the cliffs?
I believe that they are 600 to 700 feet.
Okay. Even where the temple just collapsed down?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
You could climb. Or you could swim.
I'll make an athletics to climb if that's something I need to do.
Is it possible for me to upcast spells out of the voice? If I expend one of my own slots?
From your thing, those count as spells you know now.
Awesome. Then we can just fly up. I think.
You think?
I think. I'm double checking. No, one of us would still have to climb. I don't have the 7th or 8th level slot to
I can do it.
do any
I
more.
said that I can make the
I can just
athletics
take someone with me.
too.
Well, I can do 4 people.
Yes, and I can fly on my own.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So let's get out to the cliff, I assume, because it's not open air right now, right? We're still underground.
There are, like, the ceiling itself has collapsed and you can see the shore now, so no, it's pretty much just a fly up.
Okay. I'll cast fly in a 6th level slot then.
Alrighty. As you kind of cast this, everyone feels, except for Rem, just a little bit lighter. As you just think about lifting Zex and you pick off the ground first. And then one by one, each of you slowly just drift upwards. From this view, looking back down, if any of you decide to, you can truly see the scarring on the cliffside that what just transpired left. The Temple of the Brine is gone, reduced to rubble and seashore. And the 5 of you seem to be the only people left. But you all deposit yourself back a little ways away from the side of the cliff, as to ensure that you have stable ground that won't give way. And what lies there for you is nothing much, but stashed about 100 feet away is the horseless cart, the carriage that you all came in on as the last man-made thing that you can all see for the time being. What would you guys like to do?
Did he have a vest on? All his stuff was torn off. Was there a vest underneath the robes?
There was this green and golden vest that he had on, yes.
I mean, did we come what we needed to do?
I don't even know anymore.
Suna, do you feel fulfilled?
What a phrasing.
No.
Are you okay?
No.
What would you like to do? if anything.
There's, I don't know. I don't know.
Let's go back home, collect our thoughts, and make our next move.
I like that idea.
Okay.
One by one, you all pile into the carriage. Exhausted, in pain, physically and mentally, and begin on the trip back to Greywall. After a couple of hours... Uh-oh.
During this time of the travel home, I would like to unattune from I'm gonna unattune from the bow and attune to the mantle.
Okay. As you attune to it, the kind of warm metal kind of resting on your shoulders, even as you think about how you are wearing this, you can feel the metal almost like shift and move as it just forms to fit your shoulders. It's not painful. It actually alleviates some discomfort as you attune.
Cool.
But unless if there is something you all want to do during the trip, after a couple of hours, the smell of salt, the telltale sign of the sea, disappears from each and every one of your nostrils. And the 5 days lie ahead of quiet, somber travel back to Greywall.
Suna,
Sex.
how long was Limrin, or I guess Gordost, at the temple for, do you know?
I would assume longer than I would assume longer than I've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Which, given I'm aware that 22 years or so isn't much.
Right. Still significant enough, right?
Guess so.
As the days go by, there is one slight interruption. Just small, meaningless, and for the majority of you, unless if something more is raised about it, unnoticeable. Suna.
Yeah.
You just feel this small buzz in your pocket. And as your hand just kind of snakes unconsciously into your pocket, you find a stone. But this is one that
Is it the sending stone?
is more preferable, as it is a stone that has been taken into two pieces, and that you had given to someone else. As your fingers kind of brush against it, you just kind of hear this sly voice, feminine, of Roxy come into your head. I'm sorry I didn't say anything earlier. I've been unbelievably busy. They're trying to get me to do some of this stuff and, I don't know, be a leader. I hope that you're enjoying your trip. Take care. As you receive the sending message from her.
What day of travel are we on?
This is day 2, so it's 2 days. So a full day has passed, and you're into the second day of travel.
So we have, what, 4 more days?
You have this day and 3 more, so yeah, 4.
If you want to take the express route back, we can.
I'm not going to answer.
All right. And with that, you guys, the next 4 days of travel are uneventful. As you all hear eventually the ambient sounds of the city coming in, as people moving around, carts, herd animals that are being brought into the market, as you all arrive back on the eastern wall of Greywall. You all enter in without an issue. Are you going back to your keep?
I would like to go back home. Are O'Brien and... Goodness, can't think. Are they still staying with us right now?
No, they had left.
I had thought so. Okay, I would like to go home to unpack, since I did do my fair bit of shopping.
Okay.
I have something I want to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't give any extra points, does it?
No, it does not. It just gives you
Okay.
more options.
So you would have to be... You would have to have
Some way
points
to
already
use them,
to make-
yes.
to make full use. Okay. Then otherwise, yeah, I'm going back to the keep.
All right. You all go back. The cart gets parked alongside of your keep. when the five of you come home to a sense of familiarity, as the house has not changed from when you left. And some of you moved to go put away things that you received on this journey. Others may simply go to a section of the house that they feel helps them settle back in, moving without even thinking. But this day is now yours. What would you guys like to do?
I gotta go drop something off. So I gotta go to the Spectral Allies.
Okay.
JC,
Yes.
are we... I guess we aren't technically in downtime right now, but I guess I would like to start planning my trip for my tattoo.
Gotcha. Well, that'll be up to you on first making sure you have all the materials, and then whether you're walking there, riding there, or getting a teleport hitchhike from someone like Zax.
How long would it take me if I were to horseback?
I believe it is 6 or 7 days.
Oh god, that's so long.
It took us 5 days without sleeping to get from the Temple of the Brine back home. That was constant travel.
Yeah,
You would have to sleep with the horse.
I know. I could do it. I'm strong. I am probably going to ask a Zex, but that is an eventually for later. I would also like to go to Spectral Allies when anybody else is going, if I'm able to tag.
Okay. With no one else saying anything.
I can go to Spectral Allies.
Okay.
I need to talk to Bears about something anyway.
I'll ask Gil and Suna specifically then.
Do I get the vibe from Suna that she needs like company or just like somebody else to be here with her, or does she seem okay?
I don't know. Suna, what are you doing?
For shits and gigs,
Oh, no.
can I have an insight check from Gil?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to see what you pick up on.
Hey. Oof. I just hope this ends up better than my passive, because my passive ain't too good. Oh, it did. 16. What do I see?
There's something different.
Something different. Like
Suna
with
seems-
Suna.
Suna seems different.
I'm not necessarily gonna like reach out a helping hand, but with everyone leaving, I'll decide to stay and as not necessarily like sneakily, but like check up on Suna every so often. Just be like, oh, I'm, going downstairs to, check on the eggs. Oh, look, there's Suna. She's doing all right. Okay, good. The eggs are great. Let me go back upstairs.
And I will say Suna is a little bit supremely obvious to you.
I kind of assumed. One of the points where Gil has gone down to check the eggs, I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out my sending stone.
Behind my back. Oh my god.
And I'll squeeze it so that it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, sorry I missed your, sorry, I don't know I don't know how to word this. Sorry I missed your last call. We were busy. But I'm back in town for a little while. If you had any ideas for how I could meet you officially, I'm free, I guess. Let me know. I didn't think about how my words, didn't I?
No, I was recording though. It's okay. I know when it cut off.
Okay. Where does it cut off?
About 2/3 of the way in.
Ugh, whatever, that's fine.
All right. But we'll pass over to Rem, Zex, Nime. The three of you head out into the busy streets of Greywall. Specifically looking for a familiar green-walled shop. These spectral allies. As you all make your way to the familiar store, as the door kind of gets pushed in by Rem, and you can hear the soft chime as you can see kind of just over along the counter, Barris is actually on the opposite side of the counter that you normally see her on the customer side, as Zivin is sitting on the vendor side, as Barris is kind of like almost like walking from one side of the counter to the other, just kind of eyeing everything up and down, as she gets about a third of the way across before her eyes kind of switch over and sees all of you. Oh, hello. To what do we owe the pleasure of all of you coming back, dears? Come in, come in. Zivin will retry this in a couple hours. What can I do for you?
I'm just looking for Zivin.
Well, he's right behind me, actually. Zivin, as he just kind of almost peeks out from behind as she's just standing straight in front of him. He's, I think I know why you're here. I'll go and grab them, and just you, if you step over to that side of the counter, I can help you, and yeah. As he just kind of gets out and kind of disappears behind the curtain.
Nime flashes a big smile and 2 thumbs up and goes and waits.
Zbarus kind of nods and turns to Zex and Rem. And for you too?
I brought you something you're gonna hate.
Oh no. I'm terrified.
I'm gonna get out that dress and parasol and just give it to it. I'm not gonna say much about it. Like, I got these for you.
Oh. As she kind of takes, and you can feel her just first feel the fabric as she takes the dress first and places it on the counter behind her and takes the parasol, and you can see her just kind of twirl it in her fingers as this kind of grin kind of almost snakes its way to the surface completely, as she's just kind of twisting it between her fingers. And what did I happen to do to deserve such a thoughtful gift, Rem?
I was shopping.
Oh, you were shopping. Dear, that's so lovely. Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna insight check it. Is she lying to me? Does she hate this thing? Does she hate it? Does she hate me? 16, I don't know anything. I'm stupid.
You know, 16's a good insight roll for
She's
most
hiding.
people. Oh, she's appreciative of it. She seems like genuinely surprised and
But does she like
but does
it?
she like it?
He tolerates it.
Tolerates. No, she seems to enjoy it, and you can almost like kind of see that wry smile that is working the way to the top of her face, that her mind's almost like thinking about where she would wear something like this. And to what?
No, I didn't think you'd ever wear it, but, you know, it's nice to have something different every now and again.
What's the saying, dear? Variety is the spice of life. We'll see what comes out of it.
Should have got shoes while I was there. I forgot about the shoes.
I'll have to think of something that would go with them, dear. Well, her gaze kind of switches to Zex, and I would be beside myself if I assumed that you would have something similar for me, Zex, wouldn't you?
No, I was actually having a question for you.
Of course, dear.
You wouldn't happen to know any history about powerful magic artifacts within the last, I don't know, like 1,500 years-ish?
1,500 years, dear. That's a long time. I mean, I do vend exquisite magic items, but with such a long spread of time, you might be thinking of something too far out of my wheelhouse. Of course, you are all in possession of what I think probably the oldest artifact that I personally know of the Hand of the Chieftain, handed between the tribes of Dacaria. Usually before, in the more reclused days, the Hand of the Chieftain was given to the actual tribe chief when Dacaria did not hold itself to the more rigid political structures of our modern Papihos. However, as the chieftain needed to be someone more agile in the art of speaking, as it were, the Hand of the Chieftain was instead handed off to their literal, not literal, let's say, instead actual right-hand man or woman. And there has been where it resides, even just simply in Dacaria, until you all became the exception to the rule, dear. You have it with you.
Alright. Well, thanks.
Of course. You seem to be unsatisfied with my answer, dear.
I was more hoping for stuff on, well, these, I'll pull out the voice, which are, I'm assuming centuries old, right?
That is all you can assume, yeah.
Yeah.
She just looks at them.
Or a mantle pertaining to the goddess Mistra that was left off in Dentor for a little bit.
Huh. Well, I will say, dear, that I have not seen those before, but they do look lovely.
Thank you.
Of course, dear. No, I haven't... It's embarrassing that it's taken this long for me to tell you, but I haven't been in Papihos for all that long of a time, dear. Only maybe 100 years or so? And as such, a lot of the Papihos history has been something I have to collect myself, not generally something that I have in my immediate wheelhouse. And as those do not seem to be connected to general Papihos history, I'm at a bit of a loss, dear.
Alright. Well, thanks anyway. I appreciate it.
Of course. Rem, you didn't happen to bring me a gift without a question yourself, did you? Or are you truly just coming to drop something by?
This is truly just a gift.
Ah, how very, very sweet of you.
If I came to ask any more questions or buy more things, my head might explode. I did just pick up this, and, you know, like, I can show her my shield. She's probably like, oh, that's wonderful, dear.
Yes.
What about it?
Well, I can obviously see it's magical, so I'm happy that you found a good find, although I hope you're not replacing your primary magical arcane vendor.
No. We went to the auctions out there, and yeah, they got large pockets for a lot of nothing.
They're a little expensive for my taste.
I was gonna try to bring back a vase, but it was way beyond my pockets.
Trust me, people call me expensive, and they have no idea.
You wouldn't charge me 30,000 gold for a vase.
And better be a good vase.
It was a cool vase.
Artwork can get you far, but artistry cannot take you as far as an arcanist can. That's my way I see it, personally, dear.
I don't know. I don't have anything that I've heard about her in mind to ask about. After hearing, you know, what you tell him, we're just a bit out of our depth these days, that's all.
Gotcha. Wonderful to hear, but as you guys are having the kind of just discussions, Nime, the curtain kind of ruffles again, and you can see Zivin coming out with this small kind of like almost like leather binder. As he kind of comes out and begins to unwrap, he's like, okay, more. You buy a lot of these patches.
I know.
It's good practice, don't worry. Alright.
I would sure hope so.
So, I'm gonna see how many he's been able to make. Alright. And I believe you put in some requests, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I submitted a couple of requests. Were you able to do them?
Let me see. I've gotta look back on my notes of what you got.
I think it was I wanted another pit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know I asked for one more thing. I just don't remember. Potions of healing.
Oh, it's
patch.
potions of healing. Yes, because he's like, that will be very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I'll see. Oh yeah,
Give me the price, magic man.
Give me the magic. As he just kind of pulls out and opens the binder, and you can see the two patches that you were looking for. This circular patch that you can see looks very simple, but just has within it, each of the corners touching the circular patch, a dark black pit in the middle. And then on the other one, just kind of this leather strap that is bound together of 4 healing vials that is sticking out, embedded into another patch. I'm getting a little faster at this, I'm not gonna lie. I was glad I was able to kind of get this stuff done for you.
I am too. Do you have anything else beyond the 2 that you have for me right now?
No, because you were working on, you wanted, these are what you wanted, and since you're one of the only people buying the patches, what I was working on. The other person who buys patches doesn't come in nearly as much as you, so I'm not worried.
Well, I'm glad to be the common customer. I'll take both of those for today, then.
All right. Well, I did warn you how expensive the potions of healing patch is, so I'm giving you the other warning, And the pit is less expensive, but it's still got a little bit of a good price to it. It's 350 gold for both of them.
Okay. I'm going to hand him, let's say, can I hand him 50 platinum pieces?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hand him 50 platinum and tell him thank you.
Oh,
and I hope that is enough.
It's more than enough. Thank you. I'll put this towards more patches. Here you go. And he takes them both out of the binder and pushes them towards you.
Okay, thank you, Zivin. And then Nime is going to wave the patches at Rem and Zex and say, well, I'm done here.
It appears that your friend is done here. Well, both of you have a wonderful rest of your time. I'm happy to be a thing for both the recipient of wonderful gifts, Rem, and trusted with answering certain questions, Zex. I apologize I couldn't have been more of an assistant.
Alright.
Well, as the three of you head out of the Spectral Allies, I apologize because I'm not able to do this normally, but I do have to cut to a quick break for about 5 minutes. I apologize, but you guys all have fun. Do you want me to leave your mics hot or not?
That's your choice. You know we say some wild shit every now and
Take
again.
off the hot mics.
Yeah,
I would like to have private discussions.
Burn.
We're going to talk
right.
about...
Leave stream to burn if you are comfortable with us doing that.
Okay,
It's gonna 1984 me again.
I'll anti-hot mic you guys. 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back. Guys ready to go back?
No one tell him what we discussed. He'll never
Okay.
know because
He'll never
we weren't on the
know
mic, so
in
he'll never
part.
know what was discussed. Don't tell him.
I,
Anyone that tells him, death penalty. I'll do it myself. I will consume your flesh.
It does not matter to me. You have no idea. You have no idea how little it matters.
That might change.
All right. Well, we'll re-enter on you all coming back to your keep.
I gotta go somewhere else.
Where are you going?
I gotta send a sending spell to Vardair and let him know I'm on my way to the castle. I'll meet you at the front door. And I'm coming by regular means, not teleporting today.
You're sending this to who?
Vardair.
Vardair. Okay. I heard something else.
I'm sending it to Lackham. This is for Rachel.
This is for Rachel. As you just, of course, I will be a few minutes, but I'll meet you outside of the castle. Zex and Nime? Are you two going back to the keep?
I'm going back to the house.
Yeah, I
I'm
still
gone.
have to unpack.
All right. Well, unless if Suna and Gil wanted to do anything else, we can just go to the castle.
Since Gil keeps coming by and checking on his eggs and what the fuck not,
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're important, you know.
I'm gonna enlist his help.
Yes! Yes!
Are
Are you just yelling at me as I pass by you in the hall?
Hey, you.
What?
Would you mind helping me carry my stuff up to the top of the tallest tower?
You're Fiona. He's the dragon, and Zex can be donkey. This is
What?
great.
What
No,
stuff
I'm vetoing
do you
this.
mean by that?
You know, like the desk and the dresser and the bed and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you mean everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I guess-
assume you can only check on your eggs so many times.
Without another word, Gil's just gonna find probably the. He'll probably start with the bed and just without another word, just gonna start going. And as he's at least attempting to pick this up, he's gonna say under his breath, but probably just loud enough for Suna to hear. He's gonna say, "I'm in a party full of weaklings." Take the bed upstairs.
As Gil can easily hoist the bed, however, his direction of it might not be as perfect as the bed frame knocks into the walls as he carries it up the stairs.
It's less that it's heavy and more that it's fucking awkward.
With you trailing off after Gilgamesh, the two of you get Suna's items up to the top as Suna is filling out her new room. Okay.
So,
Rem, you make your way up the path towards the castle, and are you waiting outside the gate?
Yeah, I'm waiting. Where should I wait for him?
Okay. After probably about 15-ish minutes, eventually on the far side of the castle courtyard, you can see Vardair, the human, kind of just wrapped in this open, breathable tunic, just kind of head out and kind of look at like almost meets eyes with you. I'm dying. Meets eyes with you across the courtyard and just kind of calls out to the guards. Let him pass for meeting's sake. And he just kind of gestures for you to come into the courtyard.
How does he feel about my automated cart? My automated carriage? He's just like, oh, these guys do everything.
Make an insight check.
14.
14. You see him, like, he first makes eye contact with you, and then you can see with your high perception his eyes kind of leave yours for like half a second. And you swear they do go to the cart. But it was a professional. Varder's eyes immediately just snap back on you as he doesn't or refuses to acknowledge the cart at this moment. But do you walk inside the courtyard?
Yes, I'll go in and I'll let them know that we have to go to the anti-scribe.
Something else happened then? Oh.
I do not want to talk about any of it out here.
Very well. Walk with me then. As he takes you, excuse me, inside of the castle. As you move past the first meeting rooms and you head in further until he takes you to a side room and where you've all kind of met before. It was where you had initially met, not initially, the second time the High King and High Queen were there, where the just where the ceiling meets the walls, you can see runes scribed in, moving in this kind of perplexing pattern all around the ceiling before the doors shut. Vardo just kind of takes this breath in. Generally, we've only had these conversations for two reasons. Either a dragon or people claiming to be gods, and there's no more dragon unless if there's more dragon.
There's no dragon.
Thank the gods. So you've found something else, have you?
Temple of the Brine is gone.
Oh.
We went there on personal business and ran into one of these so-called gods along the way. Whatever process he was doing there sank the entire temple into the sea. There's nothing left. It's all gone.
Oh, right.
30 on the insight?
Yeah, he's kind of taken aback by this, for obvious reasons. As he just kind of slows down. As you can see, he kind of goes over to the table in this meeting room and just kind of places his hand on it, just slowly tapping. New or previously met?
New.
So there's another one.
Yes. That makes, by what we can guess, 5.
5.
Moving. What we can guess.
I will send an arbiter to investigate the ruined
There's
temple.
no purpose. There's nothing there. It's all gone. Unless they can burrow into some of the cliffside from what I observed. There's nothing there anymore.
I will ask if that is in their capabilities. Is that the extent of the report?
That's the extent of the report, but there's another name I'd like you to look into if you can.
Of course.
It's an older religion, and I know that the Age of Silence was very rough on record keeping.
Destructive is the better word.
But I want you to look into a goddess named Mistra.
Mistra.
We have some knowledge of her, but not much. And there's a lot of information that's missing. The Age of Silence is as destructive as you think it was, if not more. Every time we find something new, we realize we know less and less.
A description, not of the goddess, of the ascended will need to be recorded for obvious reasons, and we shall have records pulled for the name Mistra.
I'll just pull out a piece of paper that I have, write down everything I know while he's still here. Could I do, like, just a kind of simple rendition?
Sure.
I'm not proficient with any artistic skills whatsoever.
But you can make a
So-
dex check.
Straight dex?
Straight dex.
I got time to be guided?
Yeah, you're drawing, so.
I can't wait to roll in that one.
Yeah.
I did not roll in that one.
Natural
I got a dirty
2.
20.
Okay. Well, it's a 2 and a 0, so.
Close enough.
As you almost kind of surprise yourself by drawing in, but as you go through this, you're not too surprised, as he did leave quite an impression on you. As Vardera just kind of takes it in, he's like, tiefling.
He was in the body of a half-elf man when we met him.
Oh, that makes me feel a lot safer.
Worse.
Uh-huh. Oh, well.
As far as public opinion goes,
information is important.
as far as public opinion goes, I would tell people it was a natural disaster. That through our own actions from something that we did in Dentor, resolving that issue caused a chain of events and the temple sunk.
Is there anyone left? I take it since you say there's no use for an arbiter to go, then there's no one there.
The two bodies of the people we met way below the cliff, I didn't see any survivors. I doubt there's any. You may find one. I don't think there will be any. No one from the moment that we were there. Not even any screaming and crying.
Well, regardless, it is customary to send someone. So an arbiter will check.
It's up to you. I thought I'd report it before news broke that, oh, the temple disappeared. What happened?
Thank you. It is appreciated by all of the council and the crown.
I'm going to get going. You know how to reach me. And I'm going to get up from my chair, give him a nod, and leave.
As you kind of get to the door, you just hear one final question kind of call after you. Did you know why he was there?
I'm going to look back and say to him, from the best we can tell, seeking fulfillment. But that's as much as we know. We don't even know what he was doing. It was all buried by the time we were done.
She just quietly nods, and you leave. With that done, is there anything else anyone wants to get done?
Not until nighttime.
Suna and Gil finish moving Suna's items up into the tower. And Nime is finishing unpacking. Yes, Suna?
I might just sit around, like, around the fireplace, drinking some of what was in the cask, and then the keg. What was in there? Whiskey.
That was the firebrand whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just be sipping a cup of that by the fireplace,
Gotcha.
awaiting awaiting a phone call.
Well, unless if there's something any of you want to do before nighttime. As the hour is approaching the time for dinner, Suna, you do feel the slight buzz in your pocket. As you reach and touch the stone, Roxy's voice kind of creeps into your mind. Just, I have to get some things done, but if I play nice, I might be able to get something done. It's gonna take a little bit of time. It's good to hear that you're back. And that's what you get from her.
I don't have to speak out loud, right?
To Ascending Stone, yeah, to send Ascending Spell, you have to speak.
So
no one else
I
hears what Roxy says, but you have to speak into it.
Oh, I have to physically speak. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's 25 words?
25 words or less, yep.
Okay. I'm glad to be back. I can't wait to hear what you have in mind. I think it's 15.
All right. Is that all you sent?
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, the five of you meet for dinner within the keep. And then afterward, the nighttime falls. Rem, what would you like to be doing?
I honestly 100% did not intend for this to pan out this way. But Rem was going to take off his armor and go sneak into Suna's room while she was asleep.
Jesus Christ.
But because of extenuating circumstances, something else is happening.
Oh my god.
I'll let you run this how you see fit.
Alright, lay it on me.
I wanted to go check on her while she was asleep so I could try to subtly perform medicine, arcana, and perhaps a greater restoration. And I was prepared for her to wake up for it. Mm-hmm. What I probably wasn't prepared for was her to not be there. This was a complete accident. This was not planned on my part. I did not know that she was going to sneak out day one. But you know what? Here we go.
Sounds like somebody's in trouble.
I didn't
She's not sneaking out.
leave.
I'm waiting until she goes to sleep, so I'm waiting until like a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Specifically because Suna is trying to get, like, do something official with Roxy, not,
Not flavor text. Yeah, you throw this in how you see fit.
No. I feel like you're misunderstanding this. At the very least,
I'm not going anywhere tonight.
yeah, at the very least, Suna's not going anywhere.
I mean, if she's not going anywhere tonight, I'm just gonna wait until she falls asleep then.
Yeah.
Okay.
First is a perception check from you, Rem.
16.
16, okay. You're able to easily wait until you don't hear any movement in Suna's place, and then you wait another good half an hour after that just to make sure. Then, Suna, what is your passive perception right now?
12.
Okay. Because you're asleep, it is -5 to that, so that goes to a wonderful 7. This will be fun.
I took off my armor. I have a stealth modifier of +8.
Oh my god, where did that come
What
from?
the fuck?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Jesus.
You've never seen it, but I have a stealth modifier of +8.
Okay.
So, I cannot physically fail this.
I mean, you can with a 1, but yeah. All right, roll your stealth.
It's a 16. I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. Okay. As you make your way in, every single time you're going to be making a check on Suna, because you are interacting with her. You're going to be making the actual check, and then you're going to be making a sleight of hand check.
I'm gonna guide all of these motherfuckers.
Just to make it funnier, you get to choose which one to guidance. So if you're making an Arcana check, you either guidance the sleight of hand or the Arcana. It's too funny to not.
You want to know?
Absolutely.
Fun fact, I also have a +8 in sleight of hand.
My god.
It never came up. Yeah, I wasn't always in this line of business, you know?
No, but
So
at
that's-
least you had the proficiencies for it.
Oh god, I'll do that sleight of hand. That's a 13.
Okay.
And now let's do that Arcana. That's a 28.
Okay. What are you looking for Suna?
I'm looking for any more of those blemishes or anything indicative of it. Any lasting effects from her experience.
So as you look, you already know about the one in her hand, the actual, like a pool of arcane energy in her hand and in her stomach. However, with the high Arcana check, you can actually see not necessarily retracting, but reclining in intensity are the aspects of the transformation. Of, like, you can see the kind of sections of her nails and of the skin that had kind of morphed a little bit when she went through her ordeal are not stopping, but are beginning to, like, almost slowly dial down their intensity.
but everything just seems.
But you
to
do
be
not
in
see
good
any
order.
more pools of arcane energy, no.
Okay. I'll leave her be for tonight, but I hate to say that this is going to become a nightly occurrence till it either goes away or I get caught.
Okay. Okay.
So, if everything looks to be in order and it's retreating, it doesn't look like she needs any more care or anything like that, right? It looks to be progressing naturally backwards.
Everything except for when you use like your actual like divine sense for the arcane, the pools of energy are staying.
But they're not the one in her head.
But the one in her head is gone. You took away the one in her head.
Can I attempt to gain any more knowledge about the other ones in any capacity?
You just know that they are raw blockages of arcane energy. I'll let you roll an intelligence check really quick. No guidance. Just raw.
8? Yep.
8?
Pipe block.
Yeah, what you do know is that this energy does not seem to be there for a necessarily purposeful placement by Suna. Of course, the one in her head wasn't there on her own accord, and it was blocking certain things. So it wouldn't be out of this world to assume that they might be blocking other aspects of Suna.
Fair enough. I'll leave it be for now and just keep her under observation.
All right.
And I'm going to creep out.
All right. With Rem creeping out of Suna's room and a sentence I thought I'd never say, the five of you...
Bombing innuendos, checking up on your kids.
As the five of
Like
you
Santa.
settle back in to the keep that you now call your home, you all almost pause in your sleep. Some of you just happy to be home. Others relieved that you're alive. And one of you scared that you're not the same person who left Greywall. And I'm going to call it a little early tonight. Full honesty to the audience, I am under the weather. I can feel my voice going, and it would be a real shitty rest of the stream if my voice goes. But thank you everybody so much for watching our cliffhanger. My personal cliffhanger. They're all still alive, although barely. But they've made it away from the Temple of the Brine. And we'll be back next week to see what they do next. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching, and thank you so much to Jazz, Alpha, Suzanne, James, and Helminia for being here. And of course, as he is still in the call, Josh, for being a guest for someone who pretty much knew he was going to die 5 minutes into it. He still stuck around in the call the entire time, which is crazy.
I thought I was going to die a lot sooner than I did.
Yeah, you thought you were going to die 3 minutes in, not 15.
You
I
almost
thought
got
30
resurrected,
seconds.
though.
I mean, you died in literally the most horrendous way a player character has died so far, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
But thank you everybody so much for watching. If you're not following on Twitch yet, please follow to see us enjoy our story. And if you're watching the rerun on YouTube, please subscribe. Everyone have a wonderful night, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.